Hello children, today we will solve numericals of chapter 1, that is solid state of chemistry of class 12th. First numerical is a cubic solid is made up of two elements P and Q. The atoms of Q are present at the corners of the cube while atoms of P are present at the center of each face as well as at the body center. What is the formula of the compound? In order to solve this type of question, first of all, we should know what is the contribution of atom at various locations in a unit cell. Say, if an atom is present at corner of a cube, then how much portion will be contributed if it is present at face or edge or body. We must know how much portion of the atom will be contributed in a single unit cell. Since each corner of a cube is in direct contact with 8 other cubes, so 1/8 portion of an atom will be inside single unit cell. Since one of the cube share its one face with another unit cell, only one another unit cell, therefore only half portion will be contributed in one unit cell. Since each edge of the unit cell is in direct contact with 4 unit cells, therefore only 1/4 portion will be contributed if an atom is present at edge. And if an atom is present inside the body of the cube, then it will be fully contributed in a unit cell. Now in this particular question, Q atoms are present at the corners of the cube. Since at corner, the contribution is 1/8 and there are total 8 corners in a cube, so total number of Q atoms will be equal to 1 atom. Now since P atoms are present at the face as well as body of the cube, so at face half contribution is there, and since 6 faces are there, so 1/2 into 6, and inside a body the atom will be contributed fully, so when you solve it, it comes out to be 4. So the ratio of P is to Q will be 4:1, and that's why the formula of the compound will be P4Q. This is the first numerical. Second type of numerical is silver forms CCP lattice. CCP lattice. CCP lattice means cubic close packed lattice, and the most efficient close packing in cubic unit cell is FCC. Therefore, Z in this case, or number of atoms contributed in this case, is equal to 4. Edge length of the unit cell is also given in the question, 408.6 picometer. Now calculate the density of silver. So density you have to calculate. Atomic mass is given to you, 107.9 AMU. Now the formula is density is equal to Z into M upon A cube into Na. Na is the Avogadro number. Now Z equal to 4, molecular weight 107.9, A picometer. It is given in picometer, but density we have to calculate in gram per centimeter cube. So convert this into gram per centimeter cube. So 4.6. 1 picometer is equal to 10 raised to power minus 12 meter, and 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. Therefore in centimeter it comes out to be 10 raised to power minus 10. So substitute the value, 408.6 into 10 raised to power minus 10 whole cube into 6.023 into 10 raised to power 23. The numericals in chemistry as well as in physics involve a lot of calculation, but need not to worry. Simply practice the numericals. Once you practice, then you can easily do the calculations. When you solve it, it comes out to be 10.5 gram per centimeter cube. So this is the answer. Now next is an element with density 10 forms a cubic cell. In this case, it is written only cubic cell with an edge length of 3 into 10 raised to power minus 8 centimeters. So A is given to you 3 into 10 raised to power minus 8 centimeter. Second, density is also given to you 10 gram per centimeter cube. Then what type of or what is the nature of cubic unit cell? Nature means you have to calculate whether it is simple cubic, whether it is BCC or FCC, and that can be calculated or determined by calculating Z. So in this question you have to calculate Z. Molecular weight is given to you 81 gram per mole. Now we will again apply formula. Density is equal to Z into M upon A cube into Na. Now Z in this case you have to calculate molecular weight 81 given to you, density 10 is given to you. Now 3 into 10 raised to power minus 8 whole cube into 6.023 into 10 raised to power 23. Now Z into 81 upon this becomes 27. This becomes 8 raised to power 10 raised to power minus 24, and this is 23. So this is minus 24, so it becomes minus 1 into 6.023. So this will cut 3, 7, 3, and this will 10. So 10 into minus 10, it becomes 1, 3, and this is 6. So Z comes out to be approximately equal to 2. Since Z is 2, therefore this is body centered cubic unit cell. Now in body centered cubic cell, actually the atoms are present at the corner and one of the atom will be present inside the body of the cube like this. So if you want to calculate the coordination number, so the coordination number will be 8 because 8 atoms which are present at the corner are touching the central atom. Next numerical is X-ray diffraction studies shows that copper crystallizes in FCC unit cell. So Z is equal to 4 as the unit cell is FCC. With a cell edge of 3.608 into 10 raised to power minus 8 centimeter. Now density is also given to you. Density 8.92 gram per centimeter cube. Now what you have to calculate? Calculate the atomic mass of copper. So you have to calculate atomic mass of copper. Now in order to solve this problem, again density is equal to Z into M A cube. This is Z. 6.023 into 10 raised to power 23, that is Avogadro number. Now density 8.92 is given to you. Z is 4. M you have to calculate. Density is 3.608 into 10 raised to power minus 8 whole cube. Then 6.023 into 10 raised to power 23. Now when you solve it, it will come out to be 63.1. And you know very well the atomic mass of copper is approximately equal to 63. So the answer should be near to that. So you can easily cross check in such type of numericals. Next one is an element has BCC cubic structure. So Z is equal to 2 as it has BCC structure with a cell edge of 288 picometer. So cell edge is 288 picometer, or you can say 288 into 10 raised to power minus 10 centimeter. Now density is given to you 7.2 gram per centimeter cube. Now what you have to calculate in this question is how many atoms are present in 208 gram of the element. This question is very important. Now let n atoms are present in 208 grams of given element. Therefore, mass of one atom is equal to 208 upon n. Right? Now you know density is equal to mass of unit cell upon, since solid is always made up of uh, smallest portion unit cell when repeatedly placed over and again in all dimension. So whatever is the density of unit cell, same will be the density of whole of the solid. So mass of unit cell will come out to be number of atoms contributed in a unit cell upon mass of one atom, right? Upon volume of unit cell, that is A cube. Now density is given to you 7.2. Z is also given to you 2 because the solid is BCC. Then mass of one atom you have calculated 208 upon n, and A cube is the volume of the unit cell, that is equal to 288 into 10 raised to power minus 10 whole cube. When you solve it, then you get the value of n. When you solve this question, then the answer comes out to be 2.416 into 10 raised to power 24 atoms. So this is the answer. All of you can do it yourself and then check whether your answer is coming is same as the answer 2.416 into 10 raised to power 24. You can solve this numerical problem in one more way, and how you can solve it, there is one more method. Simply apply the formula Z into M upon A cube into Na. Now this is 7.2, this is 2, and calculate the value of molecular mass from here. So 288 into 10 raised to power minus 10 whole cube, then 6.023 into 10 raised to power 23. After solving this, you will get the value of M. Say M is equal to A. When you solve it, M comes out to be A gram, right? Or you can say instead of A, because A is here, say it is X gram, right? So when you solve it, it comes out to be X gram. Since it is molecular weight, and we all know X gram of any substance means molar mass of any substance has 6.023 into 10 raised to power 23 atoms. So how many will be present in 1 gram? So in 1 gram it will be equal to 6.023 into 10 raised to power 23 upon X. And how much are present in 208 grams? So the answer will come out to be 6.023 into 10 raised to power 23 upon X. X means whatever you get here after solving this. So X into 208. And when you solve it, again the answer will come out to be same as by the previous method. I hope this question is clear to you. Then there are more ways in which you can easily solve it. Yes, now next question is determine the density of cesium chloride which crystallizes in BCC type of structure with the edge length 400 picometer. Atomic mass of cesium is given to you, that is 132.9. Now in this question, first of all, edge length is given to you, A is equal to 400 picometer. Now convert it into centimeter. So it becomes 400 into 10 raised to power minus 10 centimeter. Second is molar mass of cesium chloride you have to determine. So cesium 132.9 plus chloride and chlorine is 35.5. So when you solve it, it comes out to be 168.4, right? Gram per mole. Now, second important thing is in this question, it is written Z is equal to Z has BCC structure, and this is the common mistake which the students do. They see BCC and they write 2, but this is completely wrong. Now, why it is wrong? In order to understand it, we will see the structure of cesium chloride. Now, cesium chloride has cubic structure, and that is BCC. So this is a cubic unit cell like this. Now, since it is cesium chloride, so two different type of atoms are there. Say these yellow atoms which are present at the corner, they are chloride. So this yellow atom represents chloride ion. Now one of the atom is present inside the cube, this red atom, which is present inside the cube, and say this red atom is cesium, right? Now, since chloride ions are present at the corner of the cube, therefore, it will be contributed 1 by 8 into 8, that is 1. So only one cesium ion, chloride ion is there. Similarly, it is present inside the body, so it will be contributed fully. So one cesium ion is there. But one cesium ion and one chloride ion will not make two atoms. Instead, it will make one unit of cesium chloride, right? One cesium ion and one chloride ion will make one unit of cesium chloride. That's why the value of Z will not be equal to 2, but it will be 1. Now, when you have to take 2 and when you have to take 1, you have to take 2 when all these atoms which are present at the corner as well as inside the body are same. Then the total contribution will become 2. But if the atoms are different, for example, in case of cesium chloride, then the value of Z will be equal to 1. So you have to take Z1 when BCC ionic solid is there. Please keep this in mind. So whenever BCC solid is there, but it is ionic in nature, then instead of 2, you have to take 1. Now substitute the value Z into M upon A cube into Na. Now density is given to you. Oh, density you have to calculate, sorry. Density you have to calculate. Now Z1, now molar mass you have calculated 168.4. Now A is 400 into 10 raised to power minus 10 whole cube and 6.023 into 10 raised to power 23. Now when you solve it, then density will come out to be 2.4 approximate, 41 gram per mole approximate. Oh, sorry, 2.41 gram, sorry, the unit of density is centimeter cube, right? So we will write centimeter cube. So this is how you have to solve the numerical. This particular numerical. This particular numerical is very important because I have told you the common mistake which is done by children is they simply see BCC and they write 2. But remember, whenever your solid is BCC but it is ionic in nature, then the value of Z is always 1. This you have to keep in mind. Now, the question is, an element occurs in BCC structure and it has cell edge length of 240 picometer. Calculate the radius of an atom of this element, right? Now in this case, you have to calculate radius of an atom, right? Edge length is given to you 240 picometer. And it is also given that the solid is BCC. Now again, BCC solid means atoms will be present at the corner as well as inside the body. So these are the atoms which are present at the 8 corner and one would be present inside the body diagonal. Now this is the body diagonal. If you see, then this top to this bottom is the body diagonal, right? This atom will also lie in this. Now for this body diagonal, this face diagonal will be one side and one side will be this one, A. So this is A. This face diagonal will be root 2A. Therefore, this body diagonal will come out to be root 3A. And since these three atoms, this one, this which is inside the body, and this one, they all lie in one line. So root 3A would be equal to 4R. So this is the formula you have to use. Now substitute the values which are given to you. In this particular question, there is no need to convert it into centimeter. Answer will also come out in picometer. Now root 3 and A is given to you 240. Now 4R. So R comes out to be root 3 into 240 upon 4. So it becomes 4 6 are 24. So R is equal to 60 root 3. Or you can solve it further, 60 into 1.73 picometer. Solve it. So this would be the answer. So this is a very simple numerical problem in which simply you should know the relationship between the atoms, radius of an atom and the edge length. Right. If you remember, in case of FCC, this formula will change to 4R is equal to root 2A. And in case of simple cubic, it will change to 2R is equal to A. Now, next question is, a compound is formed by two elements X and Y, atoms of element Y, and it is written that these are anion. Make CCP lattice. So they are involved in packing, cubic close packing. Now X atoms, they are cations and they occupy all octahedral voids. Octahedral voids. Now you all know very well, cations usually are smaller in size in comparison to anions, right? So usually cations are smaller in size as compared to anion. Therefore, cations will always occupy, or most of the time they occupy voids, and anions will be involved in packing. Now, we know very well if n atoms are involved in packing, if the number of atoms involved in packing be n, then the two types of voids in three-dimensional packing is octahedral void, they are n, and tetrahedral voids, they are 2n. So if n atoms are involved in packing, then the octahedral voids will be equal to n and tetrahedral void will be double, that is 2n. Now as per this question, y atoms are involved in packing, so let number of y atoms is equal to n because they are involved in packing. Now number of x atoms. Since x atoms have occupied all the octahedral voids and octahedral voids are also n. Therefore, the ratio of x and y, always remember cation should be written first. So x is cation, right? This is cation and this is anion. So you can say the number of y is n and x is also n. So the ratio will come out to be 1:1 and the formula of the compound will come out to be xy. So this is how to get the formula by knowing that which particular voids are occupied by the cation and which atoms are involved in packing. Now next is atoms of element B form HCP lattice. Yes, the same type of question. B is forming HCP, means hexagonal close packing. It means these B atoms are involved in packing, right? So packing means let they be n. Since B are involved in packing, so number of B atoms be n. Now A atoms occupy 2/3 of tetrahedral void. 2/3 of tetrahedral voids. I have told you if n atoms are involved in packing, then tetrahedral voids will be equal to 2n. And out of these 2n, only 2/3 of the voids are occupied. So 2/3 into 2n. So it becomes 4/3n. Now, since these are involved in packing, so they must be smaller in size. So you can say cation. And these will be involved in packing, so they will be larger in size and they will be called as anion. So cation should be written first, followed by anion. Now A is equal to 4/3n is to n. Now this will cancel. Now multiply by 3. So it becomes 4:3. So A4B3 is the formula of the compound. Right? I hope this is clear to you. This is the last question of today's lecture. Now, in this particular question, analysis shows that nickel oxide has formula nickel 0.98 and oxygen 1. Now, first of all, this solid is non-stoichiometric solid. Metric solid. Non-stoichiometric solids are those in which the ratio of cation and anion is not similar to the ratio as shown by its formula. Here, if 100 oxygen atoms are there, then the number of nickel atoms are only 98. Now, what does it mean? It is because in this case, the nickel exists in two states, 2 plus and 3 plus, while oxygen always exists in O2 minus state. Now compound as a whole should always be neutral. So we have to calculate what fraction of nickel exists as nickel 2 plus ion and 3 plus ion. So let the number of nickel 2 plus ion be X. Therefore, the number of nickel 3 plus ions will be 0.98 minus, just a minute, yes, it is 0.98 minus X, right? Now, since compound is always neutral, so X into charge present on nickel ion plus 2 plus 0.98 minus X into charge present, that is plus 3, plus oxygen number is 1, number of atoms of oxygen, and charge is minus 2. Now when you solve it, it comes out to be 2x plus 2.94 minus 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. So when you solve it, it comes out to be x is equal to 0.94. So total number of nickel 2 plus ion is 0.94. So the percentage fraction of nickel 2 plus ion, percentage of nickel 2 plus ion, that will be, so nickel 2 plus ion is 0.94. Total nickel atoms are nickel ions are 0.98 into 100. And when you solve it, it comes out to be 96%. So nickel 2 plus ion in this crystal is 96%. Now nickel 3 plus ion. So nickel 2 plus ion is 0.94 here, and nickel 3 plus will be 0.98 minus 0.94. So it comes out to be 0.04. Now percentage of nickel 3 plus ion will be 0.04 upon 0.98 total into 100, and this comes out to be approximately equal to 4%. So in this non-stoichiometric solid, the nickel 2 plus ion are 96%, while 4% will be nickel 3 plus ion. So this is all for today, and today's lecture involves all the different types of numericals of the first chapter, that is solid state, which are asked in examination and other competitive exams. Thank you so much.